We mesh and meld together in perfect synchronicity, hip to hip, eye to eye, mouth to mouth, and sigh for sigh. Our love, Deity knows, aligns your every curve and every hollow with mine as equals.
After I yielded up the role of keeper to Nico, I remembered a conversation I had with grandfather when I was only 11 years old. I asked him why Deity did not provide him with legs that could support his weight. I do not think I even gave him the chance to answer before I asked him another dozen questions as well. His response remains unforgettable. Young Ezekiel, why do you think you have so many questions filling your head? Your older brother Isaiah does not have them. I am certain he meant to push me toward the answer, but I felt triumph when I told him, because I am to be the keeper, I must always be curious. Grandfather nodded in that way he had of giving me approval, before adding, every question you receive, young man, you must write down in a question inscrito, and when you find the answer, you will write that in your answer inscrito. He pressed 2 leather-bound notebooks into my hands, each bearing my name on the cover, and I promised I would never forget. Now I find solace in answering those questions. Lazarus Ezekiel Zakarian, Capitulo 88.
In the quiet aftermath of their lovemaking, he drank in the sensations surrounding him. He barely noticed the feel of the fine linens under him. Far more powerful was the slightly damp, silky skin against his own. The scent of her violet-based perfume mingled with the tangy aroma of their passionate coupling. His lips still tingled from the heated kisses they had exchanged. He remembered the sound of her pleasured cries, how they seemed to set up a harmonic resonance within him. He relived the feel of her body gripping him, the sense that she had no prior lovers, the acute pleasure of their mutual possession.
I hope you meant what you said earlier, Beau Amador,
she said softly, scattering his thoughts like chaff in the wind.
Because there is no going back now. As I am yours, you are mine from now until the end of time.
He pulled her up tightly against his body, feeling the press of her perfect breasts against his chest before saying,
I want nothing more than to be with you now, tomorrow, and all the days of our life.
He brushed the hair away from her eyes and looked at her closely, wondering what secrets she hid in her heart. She smiled into his eyes, sighing heavily. He hoped his perceptions were still giving him the answers he needed rather than what he wanted. To his heart he heard only contentment and happiness. He hoped it was true.
I had no idea what would happen when I came here,
he said softly. He brushed one thumb over her lips and searched her eyes.
I hope you're okay with the arrangement.
The smile that curved her lips and lit up her eyes warmed his heart.
Once it was clear that you were sincere, and you meant everything you said to me, I wanted to claim you.
A shadow darkened her eyes and she looked away. He caressed the curve of her cheek, bringing her attention back to him.
What makes you so sad, Emerald?
Her eyes searched his, as if wondering what he was thinking, just as he was wondering about her.
My family are all so beautiful. I did not believe I could find love or acceptance.
You said that before,
he pointed out.
I didn't come to Estolia to find love, or to find a spouse, or expecting anything, really. If I ever dreamed up the perfect woman, she would have been you.
He paused as he remembered a writing assignment he completed for one of his college classes.
Actually, Emerald, I did write up my description of my dream woman. Would you like to read it?
She nodded solemnly, her brow wrinkled.
I don't have my cell phone or my computer to access the internet. If I could, I'd access Professor Endicott's website.
She studied his face for a moment, then slipped from the bed and gathered their discarded clothes from the floor. By the time she returned to him, everything lay neatly folded on the chest at the foot of the bed. She handed him her phone. As he pulled up Professor Endicott's course archive, he said,
I called it Jewel of My Fantasies. We were assigned to write a love poem to our significant other, either real or imagined. It was one of 3 term paper options. I chose it because it sounded easy. Then I read the fine print. It had to run at least 60 lines and 200 words, with fewer than 75 words repeated anywhere in the poem. And there had to be a terminal rhyme at least every third line, but the pattern was up to us. I'm no poet, Emerald. I was mostly trying to get an A in the class. Still, I was proud of it.
He handed her the phone and watched her face as she began to read. Whatever its flaws, it was honest.
Loving your caresses, I imagine you bright, beautiful, and bold. Lustrous black tresses streaming in the breeze. Your wondrous and willowy body and mind. A quicksilver memories from fulsome dreams. We mesh and meld, I find, in perfect synchronicity. Hip to hip, eye to eye, mouth to mouth, and side for side. Your every curve and every hollow aligned with mine. I do not lead, you do not follow. We stride together, equal side by side. Your slender body, perfected and matched to mine. Every fantasy like magic minted. Our alliance by Deity dictated. Our love formed, forever faded, fixed and fabricated from the textile of eternity. This perfect mate, you are my life, my wife, my soul made whole. Without you, nothing proven, nothing certain. Yet I know divine inspiration designed our hearts. Perfection to imperfections matched. At last we meet, jeweled nymph of mine. I am bemused, amazed, dazzled and dazed. How divine, how fine, you're mine. For the nights, for the day. How long will you stay? For an hour, a year, must I wait to see? Or are you mine for all eternity?
She switched the phone off and set it on the small bedside table, and then leaned back against the pillows. When he saw tears tracking down her face, he wondered if, instead of bringing her happiness, he brought her fear or misunderstanding. He could not stand it, and he reached for her, slowly pulling her into his arms when she did not object to his first touch. Once she was against him, she pressed closer, tucking her head beneath his chin and holding on to him. He stroked her hair and the length of her back, his hand moving in slow, steady passes. She eased back from his chest, just enough to look at him. Tears still clung to her lashes, but her breathing had steadied, and her dark eyes shone clear and bright.
The sincerity and beauty of your poetry are what brought tears to my eyes. I can sense your feelings. Your soul whispers truth to my own. You truly think me beautiful, and I see in you the beauty you see in me. I keep your soul, Beau Amador.
He pulled her closer and held her tight, absorbing the warmth and weight of her against him. Whatever the future held, he knew it held one certainty above all others. This woman, Emerald Amethyst Zakarian, the one true jewel of his fantasies.
Our love forever faded, fixed and fabricated from the text to love.